Good evening and welcome back to the Rory Talks Football channel, your daily Arsenal news updates, debates and my opinions. If you are new to the channel, please do subscribe. We're on the way to 11,200 subscribers. And if you could drop a like on the video, live stream, I would be incredibly grateful. Lots to get into today. I thought it was going to be cooler today. It's not cooler, so I'm still sweating like whatever I said yesterday, a nun in a brewery. But there is lots to talk about. We have our first signing of the season, or the summer, I should say. We've got some links. We've got probably the most ridiculous rumour so far. Classic Arsenal. Feel like we've got to that stage in the window where certain Arsenal fans are just, unhinged, basically. But we'll talk about it. But look, it's good to see so many of you here. As always, Jack Sachs, Typical Puma, Anu Brata, Hyper, Lord Ferguson of Aberdeen, Junior Films, Saka the Goat, Vivi Vlad, Logical Nonsense, Icarus, Saliba, Jamie, Woodsy, Tezzy, Pekka, Churms, El Minister, Ethan Udall, Lukey, Cringe, Matthew, Blake, Jelly, Belly, Hannah, Jake, Ryan, Francisco Oliveira, and many, many more. But look, let's get into it. First of all, the signing. We have made a signing. Arsenal have completed the signing of goalkeeper Lucas Nygaard to the club's academy from FC Nordsjælland, I think, putting pen to paper on a professional contract on his 18th birthday. So there we go. We've got a new goalkeeper. And by the way, the main thing about this new goalkeeper is we were running out of them. With Okonkwo's left, Hilson left, Cooper left, Gratzik left. There was another one, Ejeri, can't remember how to pronounce his name. So we lost like 5 keepers. So we needed someone to come in, and this kid's good. And look, from what I've read, from what he's been talking about, it sounds like he's in the mold of what Arsenal are looking for. He said he's very comfortable playing with his feet. That's one of his biggest skills, is how good he is from playing out from the back. That's what he's done at his club in Denmark. So, there's not a huge amount to read into it. At the end of the day, it's an 18-year-old goalkeeper. But if Carl Hayne is going to go out on loan, Ramsdale's going to leave. I still think we'll obviously bring in a second choice senior goalkeeper if Ramsdale goes. But we just need more keepers. Now, one thing that some people are saying that I think they could be correct on is basically not to panic when we lose academy players. Because, we lost Okonkwo, but then we've replaced him with a new one. And it may well be that most of the academy players that are leaving, Arsenal are quite happy to leave. And we're just going to bring in better ones, Clickbait. I genuinely thought Arsenal signed the Real Sociedad goalkeeper. I apologise. I do apologise. Carl Hayne is staying as the number 2. I'm not sure. Good to see you back. Ashutosh. A little late. Cheers, everyone. Hit the likes. Yeah, if you could hit the likes, that would be greatly appreciated. No, it's not the Real Sociedad keeper that we spoke about the other night. That would have been bigger news. But there you go. We've signed a goalkeeper. So hopefully we see him in a few years' time and he's thriving. Hopefully. We shall see. Wanted to talk about Ricardo Calafiori. Has had a brilliant Euros so far. Now, this is a good one because we had actually spoken about him before the Euros. So this isn't just overreaction to someone that's playing well at the Euros. It came out last night. So Fabrizio said Arsenal are one of many clubs showing an interest in Bologna defender Ricardo Calafiori. However, at the moment, there is not a negotiation. Matteo Moretto then followed that up by saying, in the last few hours, Arsenal have investigated the profile of Ricardo Calafiori. Now, this is where we get into the realms of horseshit, effectively. What does that mean? What does Arsenal have investigated the profile of Ricardo Calafiori? That is meaningless, right? So people kind of ran with that last night. It is meaningless at the end of the day, but we are interested in him, according to Fabrizio Romano. Blake, thank you very, very much for the 1.99 super chat. I really do appreciate that a lot. He says, can't wait to be watching Arsenal missing the Prem right now. Me neither. I got both of my tickets today. That is a reminder, by the way, if you are a Red member and you want to go to the Emirates Cup preseason friendlies, tickets are now on sale to Red members. So yeah, go and get them if you want them. I got both of mine today, and I am looking forward to being back at the Emirates. It's not even that far away. It's like just over a month away. So I'm absolutely buzzing for that. But yeah, Calafiori, look, if you don't remember, we'll do a quick greenery check on Calafiori if you don't remember from when we last looked at him. But I mean, the good thing about Calafiori is he's playing at the moment at the Euros and he's being bloody good. This is Euro 2024, so we'll change it to Serie A. But it's just sensational. It's, you know, high touches. I mean, chance creation for a centre-back's outrageous. Decent aerial duels. You know, it's just very, very solid. Had a man of the match performance against Juventus. Apparently, Juventus are the front runners for him still. Juventus are the front runners. I think he's got a release clause, I think, of like 30 million quid, by the way. Might even be 30 million euros, which is outrageous. And then, I mean, it's just greenery. I see trees of green. Look at it. I mean, that doesn't really matter, but it's quite fun. This doesn't really matter, but it's very fun. And you saw, you know, the goal, Zakagni's goal against Croatia. All of that was Calafiori. You come down here, it's just more greenery. Just absolute greenery. This is really important. So in terms of things that are actually important, high touches, very important. Pass accuracy, nearly 90%. Nearly 90%. Me gusta. Jules, tackles 1, interceptions, recoveries, possession 1 in the final third. I mean, it's off the chain. It is absolutely off the chain. Now, I do think it's easier to defend in Serie A, but even still, that he's being compared against other Serie A centre-backs there. So, yeah, Calafiori is one I would very much like. This is the interesting thing, right? George, good to see you. Calafiori is the Kivior replacement. The reason that's interesting, both AC Milan and Juventus have shown interest in Kivior. It may well be that if we can get Kivior going that way, even though look, he's at Bologna, right? But if, for example, Juventus want Calafiori, we go, okay, well, we're going to buy Calafiori, but you can have Kivior. Maybe that's something that happens. I don't know. Would getting Calafiori prevent us from going for Hato next year? Not necessarily, no. Not necessarily. So, yeah, I like it. The major issue, by the way, he's only 22 years old as well. And he only just turned 22 years old. Yeah, unbelievable. The only one thing that worries me, and he can play at left back. An Italian leaving Italy, unusual. Like, for whatever reason, across the board, it is very rare for Italians to leave Italy compared to Spaniards leaving Spain and Germans leaving Germany. Obviously, Jorginho did it, but that was different. So, for people saying Calafiori won't leave Italy, he already had a permanent transfer to Switzerland before Bologna bought him. True, but again, like, it's more common that they might do that early in their career, just leave the league for development reasons. But in terms of like long-term proper career, but like what I'm saying is, if Juventus comes in for him, AC Milan comes in for him as an Italian, he may well pick them. Francisco is also right. Switzerland is kind of, you know, it's not Italy, but it is pretty damn close. Best player at the Euros so far, in my opinion. He's up there. He's up there for sure. No worries, King. No worries, King Kai. Good to see you. Anyway, so that's Calafiori. You know, we'll keep an eye on it. The thing is, the longer this tournament goes on with him putting... Well, actually, he's suspended from the next game. So he won't play against Switzerland. He's suspended for 2 yellow cards. He missed 18 months with serious injuries. So he's not very experienced with a 22-year-old. So that's my only worry with him. So there's two ways of looking at that, right? One way of looking at that is, you know, he's had 18 months out with an injury, which isn't ideal. The other way of looking at that is he's 22 years old, just. He's had 18 months of development missed, and he's still already this good. So imagine you give him that 18 months of development back over the next 18 months to 2 years. How good could he become? That's the other way of looking at that. But yeah, the longer that he's not going to play against Switzerland. If Italy make it through that, then they'll play against England, hopefully. So, we could see him against England, maybe. We'll see. Then I wanted to talk about this mystery German, right? Now let's all just calm down a little bit, because this is where we've started losing our heads. And when I say we, I don't mean we, because I haven't. But some people, Eduardo Hain, let's call a spade a spade. Eduardo Hain was the one that tweeted about this today and has got everyone worked up. Now, where has this come from? This has come from TikTok. I can't show you the video on here. Basically, this is what happened. A guy on TikTok who's got like 100,000 followers sells supercars. I should probably turn this up a bit. Sells supercars. Apologies if that's now blasted your ears. Sells supercars to famous celebrities. That's his whole shtick on TikTok, is he sells supercars to famous people. He uploaded a video yesterday, supposedly on the phone to some sort of agent or whatever. And the guy on the phone claims to be working on behalf of a footballer based in Germany who has a move to the Premier League this summer. Now, in that video, the TikTok guy, said, "Do you mind me asking who he's going to?" And it bleeped it out, but the start of the word sounded like "ah," right? So people now think it's Arsenal. So what we're now running on is, okay, there's a player based in Germany, so it doesn't necessarily mean that they're Germany, who is moving to Arsenal in 2 weeks' time after the Euros. So we know they're at the Euros, and that's all we've got to go on. And he owns 4 left-hand drive cars, which suggests he's been in Germany for a while. Because some people were saying it could be like Maatsen coming to Aston Villa. Maatsen wouldn't already own 4 left-hand drive German vehicles, because he's been on that. He's been there on loan. He probably also already has a property in the UK. So anyway, basically, some Arsenal fans have taken this and run with it, and have decided that we're signing Joshua Kimmich. That's basically the leap that we've taken from a TikTok that, in my opinion, is more than likely fake. Doesn't actually say Arsenal, but just says "ah." So it's not necessarily Arsenal. And mentions a player based in Germany that's at the Euros and is moving to the UK. So there you go. So that's basically what that is. Now, let me propose to you an alternative theory. This person has over 100,000 followers on TikTok. They know how to play the TikTok game, right? They're familiar with the process of getting views on TikTok. And they know it's the transfer window. And videos they've done previously about footballers get a lot of views. And so, would it be beyond the realms of possibility that they thought, I could make a video pretending to talk to a football agent where I basically start a rumor about a footballer coming to the Premier League, and I don't fully give the name of the club, but I kind of make it sound like it's a certain club, and that'll get lots of views. And if I was going to do that, what club might I use? Might I use the club that has a fan base that during the transfer window loses their minds? Whether that is tracking cars, tracking planes, using CCTV footage of number plates. Maybe that's what he's done. Maybe that's what he's done. But yeah. So look, I'll tell you what. If Kimmich turns up, happy days. Musiala, maybe. Maybe it's Musiala. Who knows? Aston Villa. Yeah, it's probably Aston Villa. No, who else could it be? There aren't many teams that start with R, to be fair. Arbroath. That would be Scotland, really. He specified it was England. So, no, it's not Maatsen. It's not Maatsen. Maatsen wouldn't need a big thing to move. He's only been on loan. The hate Kivior's getting because of giving away a pen against France. Such a reactionary fan base at times, given Kivior was vital for us January to April. To be fair, I've not seen a huge amount of hate for Kivior. I've not really been looking for it, in fairness. It was a mistake that he made and nothing more than that. I think there are... Look, Ross, you'll know for sure because you're always here, but I've said I think one of Kivior or Tomiyasu leaves and Kivior's got links, right? So me talking about Kivior leaving That has nothing to do with his Euros performances. I thought in the first 2 games, anyway, he was good. So, yeah, I mean, if people are hating on him, then it's unnecessary. But it will be a goalkeeper, Kovar from Leverkusen. Maybe. But that no, because is he at the Euros? Is Kovar at the Euros? They're at the information we have. They're at the Euros. They're quite wealthy, I reckon, if they own four cars. Nah, really, nah. Most footballers could own 4 cars, to be fair. Yeah, who knows? Who knows? Czech Republic. Maybe then. Maybe. Time will tell. Time will tell. Anyway, that's that mystery German out of the way. Some other news today. Chris Wheatley. Sevilla are in advanced talks with Arsenal over signing Albert Sambi Lokonga. Discussions are still ongoing over whether the move will be a loan with an option to buy or an obligation. But there is an agreement in principle for the move. So, Albert Sambi Lokonga to Sevilla. Maxi Ramirez, who's a specifically Sevilla-based journalist or a Seville-based journalist, said Sevilla have agreed personal terms with Albert Sambi Lokonga in a €3 million loan move. Arsenal want to include a mandatory purchase in the deal, while Sevilla are insisting on an option. So the main thing here is it's going to be a loan. They're going to pay us €3 million for that loan. Arsenal want a mandatory buy option. Well, not option, a mandatory buy clause where Sevilla would basically have to buy him. Sevilla want an option. So we'll see what happens with that. I mean, again, can we just start selling players? Do you know what I mean? Like, I get it. It's easier to loan players out, but can we just start selling them? Because if he goes on loan and they don't trigger the option and he doesn't have a brilliant year at Sevilla, that's just, you're going to end up losing him for free at that point. I'm finding it quite frustrating that we can't just sell a player. But there you go. How would you rate a window where we get Marino and Onana as the 2 midfielders? Not good enough. Neither of them, for me, are the big level-raising midfielder that I want alongside Rice. Both of those, for me, are the second midfielder that you get. If we need to get 2 midfielders this summer, those 2 are both in the category that I would say is the second one, the squad one. Wait, so is the guy in the TikTok vid German or just playing in Germany? Based in Germany. So not actually necessarily German, just based in Germany. So it could be anyone that's playing in the Bundesliga. I'm so done with these awful loan deals. Surely Sambi should be the one that we shouldn't. Surely Sambi should be one that we should be able to sell. Actually had a good season at Luton. That's what I'm thinking. Like, if we can't even sell Sambi Lokonga, what are we doing? Graham Bailey understands that Arsenal have asked about the availability of Barcelona defender Mikael Faye. Can't remember how you pronounce it. Sources have told HITC that Faye's versatility is said to be of appeal to those at Arsenal, with the player able to play centrally or on the left. This is centre-back or left-back. One potential stumbling block in the deal is Barcelona's demands. A 12 million move to Porto stalled due to the buyback clause of a similar value that Barcelona insisted on including in the deal. These clauses are understood to be a non-starter for Arsenal, and this is also non-negotiable for those at Barcelona. So, in short, Mikael Faye, he's like 18. We spoke about him previously, know very little about him. Haven't seen him play. He's spoken well of. Basically, Barcelona want to sell him for 12 million, but for there to be a clause in that deal that means they can buy him back for like 15 million. So if you're Arsenal, you're like, well, there's no upside here. If you're not to disrespect Porto, I mean, Porto didn't even want to do it. If you're a lower club, right, you could look at that and go, okay, well, 12 million, we get him. And hopefully he's really good. And then we get him for a season or maybe 2 seasons. And then we get all of our money back and a little bit more, right? That's decent. If you're Arsenal, you go, well, if he's good and they want him back, then we've just invested time developing him for no reason. Because ultimately, if we make like 3 million profit, it's fairly pointless. Or Barcelona don't want him back for 15 million, in which case he's probably not done well, and we've just spent 12 million for no reason. So yeah, well, it's interesting. You say no club will take that. Some clubs will take that. Lower clubs will take that. Yeah, I've seen deals like that happen in the past because they look at it and they go, it's almost like getting that level of player on loan, right? And I'm talking like a low-level team. If you're, for example, I don't know, Ipswich, right? Not to disrespect them either, but they come up and they go, okay, this player could start for us. 12 million. This is Faye, Jake. 12 million quid. We get him for a season, maybe 2 seasons, like the equivalent of a loan. And then we make 3 million profit on it when we give him back. That's for someone like that, it's not too bad. It becomes a 3 million year loan. No, but you make 3 million. You don't spend 3 million. You make 3 million. But yeah, look, it's not going to happen for us. It's not going to happen for us. What is more interesting, coming from the same bloody club, Gerard Romero. Arsenal have contacted Barcelona about the availability of defender Jules Kounde in recent days. We need more likes. Yeah, come on. Hit the like button, people. If we could get to near 100 likes, ideally over 100 likes, but we'll take getting near it. That would be sensational. Yeah, Arsenal have contacted Barcelona about the availability of Kounde. It's believed that one of Ronald Araujo and Jules Kounde will leave Barca this summer. So it's very unlikely that both Araujo and Kounde leave, but it's likely that one of them leaves. I can't see us getting Kounde personally. I just don't. You know when you hear a deal and you're just like, this ain't going to happen. Barcelona would want too much money. He's probably on high wages. He doesn't come into the starting lineup unless he starts at right back ahead of Ben White. Yeah. Like, I don't see that being a move that we make. I'd rather have Balde. I'm not really interested. Do you know what? This is the truth. I'm not that interested in buying players from Barcelona. I don't really want to deal with them. Inset day tomorrow, Limbs. You love to see it. I truly think Arsenal sign Kimmich and Neto this summer for 100 mil and sell Nelson, Eddie, Sambi, Nuno, Partey for 67 million this summer. As in, you think that it will literally just be Kimmich and Neto and no one else? Interesting. Notice how the one time you don't do a watch along, talking about the England game, we saw one of the most boring games at the Euros. I know. I would have been well, yeah. I mean, the watch along wouldn't have been fun. It wasn't much better at the pub, to be fair, but at least I had a drink. I've been watching Copa America. Look up Richard Rios. Plays for Palmeiras, been incredible for Colombia. Please check his stats. Right, let's have a gander. As you were polite, Ryan, let's have a goosey gander. Let's have a goosey gander at, what was his name? Richard Rios. Classic name. Richard Rios. Actually a name as well. There you go. Come on, Richard. So he's a central midfielder, 24-year-old central midfielder. Only just turned 24, by the way. Whatever that is, 5 foot what? What's that, like 5 something? I don't know. Still haven't figured that out. That's decent. Oh, wait, is this? It's difficult. How many? What have they done the most games in this season? Serie A. They've barely played. So I think I'll watch him. I'll watch him in person. I will reserve judgment. I'll reserve judgment and watch him in person. Not in person. I'm not going to fly out to America. I will watch a game. I will watch a game. Yeah. That's you don't like that. You don't like that. That his stats then look like a traffic light when you get it just at the wrong time. Just as you're coming up to the traffic light, it's green, it's green, it's not green. It's not green. It's orange and it's going red. How's the heat today? Well, to be honest, still pretty. It's definitely cooler outside, but the heat doesn't seem to be exiting the building. So, yeah, I'm still pretty sweaty, to be quite honest. Going to the cinema tonight, though. Going to the cinema tonight. Hopefully, they've got air conditioning. So, more orange than a Fanta factory? Yeah. More orange than Donald Trump's collar. You know what I mean? Isn't Kimmich his own agent? He is, yeah. Why would an agent be ringing up for a car? No, so Kimmich is his own agent, right? We spoke about this the other day. It's pretty cool. Kimmich has no agent. If you want to sign Kimmich, you get him on the blower. You know, you say, Joshua, do you want to come? Not in that way. But I would imagine he still has people that do things for him, right? He'll have like personal assistants and stuff like that, surely. There's no way he's ringing up going, right, I'm moving to England, need to get my cars over. Presumably he has people that do help him with stuff like that. What are you saying? What's it? It's bike riders, I think it's called. Bike something or other. I think it's Bike Riders, I think it's called. It's got Tom Hardy in it. I want us to get two midfielders, Kimmich and a younger understudy, Fofana, Onana, etc. Also think we should let Partey go, which looks likely. Apparently, we're asking Saudi for 20 to 25 million for him. Yeah, I agree. El Minister, I think you're bang on. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think we bring in one player that is ready to start straight off the bat. That would be a Kimmich or whoever else. And I think we bring in one that's not, you know, an understudy and or the fourth choice central midfielder that we have. Do you think Estevao is a good player? I honestly don't know. I've barely seen any of him play. Any update on the City lawsuit? No, we've not had an update on that. We were meant to. It was meant to be on... well, so originally they said it was on Monday the... whatever it was, like Monday the 9th or something it started. And it was meant to last 2 weeks. So the Monday just gone was when we were meant to find out the result. But as far as I'm aware, there has been no result yet. Rory, who are the level-raising midfielders that you talk about wanting, who are half realistic? There aren't many out there. That is the reality. The reality is there aren't many out there. I'm looking at like a Kimmich, a De Jong, a Bruno G. Douglas Luiz, I think, would have been in that bracket, but obviously is no longer available. There aren't many. Why are we hearing no transfer news yet? I need Ornstein to pop up. I just don't think we will until the end of the Euros, or certainly not until July. Bear in mind, right? Arsenal have kept a real lid on everything. So we're not going to hear about things until they're basically done, I don't think. We're not even going to get a Declan Rice saga. I don't think we're going to hear about things until they're basically done, and things aren't going to be basically done until into July. So I think that's why we're not hearing a huge amount. I think Napoli will drop the price of Osimhen and we will get him. Yeah, we spoke about that yesterday. I do agree. Especially, by the way, Kvaratskhelia, his performance last night. Look, that's the sort of thing, genuinely, that can add like 10 million onto a transfer fee. You know, especially if like a Man United comes knocking, because they absolutely love to do that. So if Napoli can now make a bit more out of Kvaratskhelia, even though apparently Conte has like deaded the idea of losing him, if Napoli can make more money out of the sale of Kvaratskhelia, then they may be then more willing to drop the price on Osimhen even further. If England don't reach the finals, it's a huge failure. Why is that? It's because Arteta doesn't like leaks. Yeah, Arteta hates leaks. Absolutely. I agree. If England, this is it, right? The only way Gareth Southgate keeps his job is if we win the Euros. And I'll tell you why. Not getting to the final would be a disgrace. And that is no disrespect to Netherlands, Switzerland, Italy, Austria. England's squad, compared to every single other team on our side of the draw, England's squad is far superior. If we don't get to the final, it is a complete failure. If we do get to the final and we lose the final, Gareth Southgate's lost another final. He's failed again to get us over the line. Based on that, if England don't win the whole thing, Southgate goes. It's as simple as that. And also, we'd be getting to the final, and basically people would be saying in the final, well, it's the first hard game that we've had. Even though there will be hard games along the way, you know, either Italy or Switzerland will be a hard game. Presumably either Netherlands or Austria, if we got beyond that, would also be a very hard game. Yeah, we spoke about that, Icarus. It was pretty much the first thing we spoke about, if you want to drop back to it afterwards. Heard a lot of people want Palmer to start. Do you agree? Play him in the middle then. Play him in the middle then. I don't want to see him off the right-hand side over Saka. If you want to see Palmer, drop Bellingham. No problem. Foden's back in the UK. Perfect opportunity. You could even drop Bellingham deeper. But apparently, Kobbie Mainoo's going to start. So it's going to be Mainoo, Rice, By the way, other than Bellingham, we're on course to be having the exact same starting lineup that lost against Iceland in the pre-tournament friendly. The team that lost against Iceland, the starting lineup that lost against Iceland, that some people want, Pickford, Walker, Stones, Guehi, Trippier, Rice, Mainoo, Foden it was, rather than Bellingham, Palmer off the right, Gordon off the left, Kane up top. And people want to see that again. It's the team that lost to Iceland. Insane. Absolutely insane. Start Gordon and Mainoo. Start Wharton. Drop Bellingham deeper or start Wharton. That's my opinion. If you look at how Arsenal got the best out of Declan Rice, it was definitely when we had Partey or Jorginho alongside him. Who is the closest player in that squad, profile-wise, to a Jorginho or a Partey? Adam Wharton. Start him. Start him. What's the difference between Wharton and Mainoo? I think Mainoo is better at progressing the ball by running with it. I think Wharton is better at progressing the ball by passing it. And I think passing it benefits the rest of the team more than running with it. Start Gomez, left back. Trippier stinks. I agree with that as well. I do agree with that as well. But there we go. That's it anyway. That is it for all of the news. Mainoo's more offensive. Slightly. Seeing United fans going crazy with them signing Rude and some other guy as if they Men in Black last season performances. Yeah, I have seen that. I'm not really sure what they're so buzzing about, to be honest. But, you know, they've got their own little process going on now. I think that's what they're most excited about. They feel like they've got a little process going on. Let's see how it goes. I see Luke Shaw starting in the round of 16. We need him back. We need him back desperately. We need him back. We need Luke Shaw back. Luke Shaw is this, but this is kind of like evidence of the trouble that we're in anyway. Luke Shaw isn't amazing, but he is probably the most important player that we need back in the squad. Do you see Austria beating us? Wouldn't surprise me at all. Austria have played better this tournament than England, comfortably. It wouldn't surprise me. Look, anyway, it is time for Guess the Gooner, the game where I give you 5 clues about an ex or current Arsenal player, and you have to guess who that player is in the chat. First person to get it right wins the immense pride and respect of the Rory Talks Football community. So get your fingers on your keyboards, because we are starting now. Clue number 1, this player joined Arsenal in 2016. Clue number 1, this player joined Arsenal in 2016. Clue number 2, they are 35 years old. Clue number 2, they are 35 years old. Clue number 3, they scored 7 goals in 21 games for Arsenal. Clue number 3, they scored 7 goals in 21 games for Arsenal. Clue number 4, they currently play for Deportivo La Coruña. Clue number 4, they currently play for Deportivo La Coruña. And clue number 5, they moved from Arsenal to West Ham in 2018. Clue number 5, they moved from Arsenal to West Ham in 2018. Who is the player? Make sure I don't get VAR'd. Make sure I don't get VAR'd. Felt like it was another pretty difficult one today. I'll tell you what. I nearly got VAR'd. I'll tell you what. Jesus. I nearly got VAR'd and then I nearly got VAR'd again. I nearly got... That would have been awful. I'd have VAR'd myself and then got VAR'd again. But the winner is Yoel. The winner is Yoel. It was indeed Lucas Perez. Yoel was first, and the reason I nearly got VAR'd was because I was looking for the word Perez, but Lucas will do, based on the fact that we don't have any other Lucases. Second was Ryan Henderson. That was the other time I was going to get VAR'd. Third was... Where is it? Third was VV Vlad. Fourth was Ross Lawman. And fifth was Sam Shapiro. So there we go. There we go. Congratulations to Yoel. Congratulations to Yoel. Is that your first ever win, Yoel? Is that your first ever win? Nah, they meant Lucas Bukayo Saka. Nah. That was impressive. That was impressive. Fair play. Oh, he's buzzing. He's buzzing. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive for Yoel. You love to see it. You love to see it. I'll be honest, I thought originally, so VV Vlad was third and Ross Lawman was fourth. I thought they were 1 and 2 at first because I hadn't seen the Lucases. I thought it was a VV Vlad, Ross Lawman 1-2. Lucas Torreira. I mean, maybe they meant Lucas Torreira, but benefit of the doubt. Benefit of the doubt. Anyway, it's time for Guess the Non-Gooner. Guess the Non-Gooner. I am going to give you the entire career path of a player who does not and has not played for Arsenal. And you have to guess who that player is in the chat. First person to get it right wins the immense pride and respect of the RoryTalksFootball community, but not as much respect as Yoel currently has. This player started their career at FC Sochaux. FC Sochaux. I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong. It's a French club. FC Sochaux. They went on loan to KSV Rosselaire. They went on loan to KSV Rosselaire. They then moved to Club Bruges. They went to Borussia Dortmund. They went to Wolfsburg. They went to Inter Milan. They went on loan to Bayern Munich. They went to Tottenham. They went to Hajduk Split on loan. So, FC Sochaux, Rosselaire on loan, Club Bruges, Dortmund, Wolfsburg, Inter, Bayern on loan, Tottenham on a free, Hajduk Split on loan, and apparently they're moving to Hajduk Split on a free this summer. There you go. Lots of you were going for Hummels. There was lots of shouts for Hummels. Doku was up there. Can't see who actually got it first. Kagawa. Who was first? De Bruyne shouts. There we go. Francisco Oliveira. I'm going to give it to Francisco Oliveira, even though that spelling looks like he kind of got halfway through the name and then had a stroke. But we'll give it to Francisco Oliveira. Sportcat was second. Ross Lawman was third. At this point, no one has actually spelt it correctly. Sam Shapiro has been auto-corrected to Periscope, and Ryan Henderson. Literally none of the top 5 spelt it correctly. So we had Perisicsel, we had Perisk, which is probably the closest we got. We got Ursic, Periscope, and Periodic. So you really were all having significant issues. Yeah, literally. Who actually spelt it correctly first? The first correct spelling, and you can just take this for the pride of it, was Logical Nonsense. Logical nonsense. You can take the. You came 6th, but you were the first person to spell it correctly. So there you go. These autocorrects are so annoying. This is Rory Talks Ball, not Rory Talks Grammar. Yeah, but there's nothing wrong with a good bit of grammar. There's nothing wrong with a good bit of grammar. Someone's leaking your quizzes because how are people guessing before you even said the first question? Because they are sneaky and they guess. They just guess. They guess. They throw random names out there. Hoping to win. Everybody should join Bukayo's spelling school. They should. Look, anyway, that is going to be the end of the stream. I appreciate you all for if you could like the stream before you jump off, please. Subscribe if you're new. We'll be back tomorrow, 6:30, same time as usual. But other than that, I hope you all have a fantastic... Oh, I will be live on Twitch. It might be slightly late, depending on how late I get back from the cinema. But we will be on Twitch later on. Other than that, have a great evening. Catch you all tomorrow. Goodbye.